We have a bit of rain today, so we're going to get some nice fresh water. Thank you, God. A very, very important, truly important question. Can the human being attain contented being, balanced state without having to be awakened or enlightened prior? Absolutely. Absolutely. First thing you need to know from the point of the experience is that what is enlightened cannot be seen as a dangerous entity towards that what enlightens it. So the let's say the person, the build up from child to that stage before awakening will be measured to see if this one will cause any problems, good or bad, will egoistically use this experience to make gains, whether it's status, saintliness, wealth, material, money, wealth, or to feel that it is a position above any other human being. So that's this one's experience. When during the state between awakening and enlightenment, all the warning signs were up. The spirit consciousness comes before you, tests you, does so many things to tease you out of it, you see. Covers itself up as ego. Ego covers itself up as being. Very, very confusing state. But there's a natural connection, that there's like a talking through this invisible umbilical cord with no words, saying, are you up for this? If you are, can you surrender? Can you give up? And can you, if anything goes wrong, forgive? Of course, because the connection of this one supersedes the wound that was experienced for the first 50 years of awakening, before awakening. The conditioned, programmed me, I, wasn't one of the candidates that was pushing for some sort of status, power and control to benefit myself, but to benefit the world. How foolish is that? How foolish, not the idea of benefiting the world, that you can benefit the world when you don't even know what you are, who you are, even as a person. No credentials, no education, no knowledge, no rights because of your status. So 30 years 50 years of forcing yourself into a position which is a sacrificial position, to say, I'm not important. Whatever I get from my experiences, I will gladly give away. I don't see the worth of money. I don't see the worth of status. I don't see. So already this quality of mind is in the right track. But it's punishing itself because it's forcing itself to do something that is not natural because of the thought, I have to do something worthwhile that is much more than just being here, so that the world can accept me and forgive me and help me become what I think I am here to become. So this consciousness, this spirit, has to not heal the wound of the conditioned self, but to heal the wound of the sacrificial needs. Now, awakening is to fully surrender and give up. So this consciousness is saying, wow, this one is going to the extent of eliminating his body and mind because he feels, or it feels, or whatever I am feels, disconnected, not able, not worthy. What a foolish thing to do, but what a committed religious act to portray is to put yourself on the cross in the thought that you can help others. Now that's it in words. I didn't have that intelligence to understand about Christ, his sacrifices, Buddha's sacrifices, Krishna's sacrifice, Shiva's sacrifice, Arjuna's sacrifices, Ram's, Narmana Maharshi's sacrifice. I didn't have any concept of that. So all enlightenment does is heals the wound temporarily. Awakening does. Because there's a point when the anger meets the love of consciousness and one wins. And in this case, this love scooped this wound out. But of course, only part of the wound was affected. The foolishness to try and eliminate yourself from this world, because at no point religion had helped, spirituality had helped, parenting had helped, schooling had helped. Because if you look not at this one, out in your real world, so many have got the aptitude and a commitment to help the world. But not many are helping them to understand. They don't have to punish themselves. They don't have to put themselves in a position of poverty or whatever. The rich they choose to ignore. Not them all. But it's not about the money, you see. It is about that relationship between our minds and that, what do you call that, Akashic mind, that pure Vedantic mind that we are each born with, and it gets jaded and faded and ignored. So enlightenment is a stage where you actually are taken out of the game to heal the physical body which has been affected through this harm, where the chakras are all rotating in the wrong direction. The neurons from the brain are all over the place. The atoms, the molecules, they're all fighting against each other. The nervous system is all entangled. The thoughts are not in sequence in how our life is flowing. And the brain is trying to resolve all these problems with the meridian points. And on top of that, physical life, jobs, all the stuff that we think we cope with every day, adding to the wound. So consciousness takes the feeling of I out of the system to give it time to fix the body. And during this time, this feeling of I is floating around in a beautiful haven for 7 to 9 years, engaging with so many wise saints and guides and nature, understanding through the wisdom of God what the tree is, what the water is, the earth, the fire, sharing so much parables with Christ, not actually two human beings. Never read the Bible. When I read St. Thomas much years after, it was like I wrote that book. I didn't write the book before you start thinking these stupid thoughts. But it was like everything was clear because of the parables, because of the situation of the Sat, Chit, Ananda bliss. Meanwhile, the body was down on earth. No separation. Don't want separation. Don't want that invisible umbilical cord to be cut. Not that it can, because bye-bye, Graham. Which one's Graham? That one up there or this one down here? You see, you don't know. This one. So, during that time, now I'm going back to the reason for not doing this. During that time, there were many, many stages, an 8-month period, out with the Sat, Chit, Ananda bliss, where your body, your mind is so open. You're split down the middle by consciousness, opening up, trying to resolve all the bits and pieces from head to toe. So the body is open. The psychological mind is empty and open, and you become what they call non-dual, and you are so vast. And what happens to a vast space? Certain things enter it. See, the great thing about the human body is, of being human, and the ego is, we are contained. Nothing can penetrate into here. Otherwise, we'll all be reading our minds next, or reading our heartbeat from a million, mind you, science, no. So, an 8-month period of paranoia enters the body, which was much worse than my triple heart surgery, which was much worse than the life-saving surgical procedure from spirit or consciousness during this 7 to 9 years where the body was basically floored. Still continue to work, because this is thought. You see, this is all based around a secondary experience. The primary experience is what we experience every day, getting up, breakfast, all the stuff. This experience is going on simultaneously. So your body is open to satanic entities. I remember a comment from a young guy many years ago in a video during this paranoia. I thought I was coping with this paranoia. I don't know where it rose from, past lives, another entity, a ghost, or something that was just another varsana that had to be cleared out. But this man commented, I was shocked at the comment initially. He said, you must watch yourself. Don't go down this route of nihilism. While you're enlightened, if you are, you're open to all kinds of energies. And you're talking at some points like Satan is within you. Of course, I was offended. But when everything grounded, after the paranoia settled, I suddenly, consciousness delivered this, my video. I went, wow, what's this video doing? I opened it up and I read the man's comment. And I said, yes, absolutely. So correct. So enlightenment is profoundly great for the soul and the being and the spirit. But what takes over your body and your mind, whether it's not Satan, it is past lives, aggression, whatever, it's not nice. So all I can say is consciousness worked on that and also dealt with that beautiful total cleanliness. Now, of course, before I go on to the contented being, you cannot be totally cleansed. You know, awakening can only be as powerful as the body and the mind can withstand. If you're carrying vasanas from centuries, or even from one life, that are so torrid, so septic, poisonous, that you don't even know you've experienced, it can only remove that what is causing you to commit self-harm on this poor body. So there are many vasanas that go on. But you're cleansed, and consciousness openly says, I've given you the mind that you can cope with in an egoistic world, and I've given you the mind that can observe these thoughts, these vasanas, these dreams, these traumas, and one by one you have to go through them by yourself. You committed yourself to this journey, you openly surrendered, you were courageous, you were always thinking about the others, which is God, and myself, said consciousness. And with this in mind, we took deep pity on you. We have revealed some wisdom for your own soul. But it will be of no use in your ego human world. You're not expected to write books about it. Many have tried. Most fail. So please accept this last stage of life as a blessing and a reward, so that you can genuinely be yourself. And you'll be able to make comparisons with the first 50 years, because we're going to give you a mind. And you'll see that in that first 50 years you thought you were not loved. You thought you were not important. But the comparisons you make will be There's no change in you. You are always, always loved by every human being, parents, teachers, animals, flowers, skies, the oceans, the fields. Only love. And we will give you the opportunity to share, not the gift, but the using a clean mind and good observation skills, and everything reset. You can see life for what it is. You can see life for that it is. Paradise. No need to wait for heaven. Nothing going to hell. You overcome hell. You overcome possibly many lives. And this one will be a cinch. Because you have the wisdom to read and watch the right things that come from the right people. Christ, Buddha, Krishna, Ram. But you will not separate them. You will not make one higher than the other. You will treat them like you treat every human being, equal. And you will observe your human qualities and keep them simple. Keep them basic. Keep them respectful. Keep them kind, compassionate. And keep them yours. Keep them yours. You don't need a name. The name only helps others. You've experienced yourself as emptiness. You are emptiness, Mr. Here-ness. A name. And you were completely brave to cry out for help. You see that statement? I used to watch all the movies and say the brave ones were the ones that died first. The brave ones are the ones that don't want to die and have that courage to say, I can't do it on my own. And I didn't do it. This I did not do it on its own. The blessings from Christ and the voice from God or consciousness is by far unspeakable. It's like you think Christ's sacrifice on the cross was the highest and almighty sacrifice. What about the sacrifice afterwards? Doing its rounds, spending every moment of every day looking for those that really truly want to live in harmony with God's way. I don't feel special until I think about that moment and that gift. But it's totally unshareable. It's like throwing all the love, the unconditional, the pure sacrifice from Christ, Buddha and Krishna back in their face. We all have that intimate relationship. That's what I know. Enlightenment, it just relights the flame that never went out. Just dreaming it's out. Every day we put in front of us dreams, problems, hopes, beliefs. Every day we refer to the past, the laws. We refer to the future, which can be, what if, and we seldom live in the present moment. And enlightenment is only experienced in that moment. With I or without I. This one chose to leave I behind because of the trust and the faith and the acceptance that no harm would come to this being. No harm would come to this body. Because when Christ calls you, you're hypnotized. Me? 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 What? I've never shared this before, and but I know it's okay. It's okay. Because Buddha comes in and says, balance. It's not the most profound moment, says Buddha. It's not the most suffering moment. It is the nature of contented being. Do you need enlightenment? Most already have Christ, Buddha, or Krishna, or Ram. Most know what I'm talking about. All knows what I'm talking about. But those that live in contented being mean the disassociation of I as the person that has to go and seek something that they already are, is holding I back from that original place of being. I don't know if that makes sense. Do you need enlightenment or awakening? No. Is it worth the paranoia, the surgery, physical and mental? Absolutely. One moment, said God. 1 nanosecond. And this God opened itself up, blinded me, deafened me, silenced me, shook me, and said, now, do you want devoured? Or do you want to know the truth? There was no choice. When you return from this moment using a human mind, day by day the truth is unveiled. It's not shareable in text. It's not shareable in pictures. It's not shareable in sounds. It's not shareable in examples. The truth is unshareable, but the discovery of it bit by bit is worth more than knowing it as one whole. Because the one whole is too large, too big, too colossal, even for your being state, even for your universal star galaxy state. So don't think you Lemurians and Pleiadians have the capabilities to know this in its whole. We all have the capabilities to know it bit by bit. And every day, another day reveals another bit. And it's all happening here and now. It's all happening in this moment. It's all happening through contented being. And nothing is happening up here. Because nothing can be known while the mind of ego thinks it can know. You give up knowing when you're awakening. You give up information. You give up words, identities, thoughts, behaviors, attachments, detachments, hopes, beliefs. You give up everything. So what else can be known without these facilities? This brain can now work efficiently with no stress, with no mind pulsating, with no question after question or thought after thought or need after need or desire after desire or more after more. The brain is free. This that is inside is free. This in the outside, free. So what wants freedom? Be content. Be content and understand your consciousness through your eye. Even a contented being has to continue to operate. A little longing to be free from the ego eye and to slide down the wormhole into the abyss to the eye of God. Thank you.